Alright, welcome back to another league race. This time we're back with FTRL GT1 around, well, good old Goodwood to start. This is week 7. Basically, what's going to happen here is you're going to see 3 races. One in the Group 4 race, Group 4 Masters around Goodwood. The second race is another Group 4 race around Brands Hatch Indy. And then the third race will set up a Group 3 race around Brands Hatch International. So that's where we're at for this. Nothing, no massive gimmicks really. Just, yeah, that's just those 3 really. Anyways, qualifying then around Goodwood. This is my best, no, not my best lap, but this is my last lap. And, I mean, it was already kind of on the fritz a bit where, actually, no, we're up actually. We're actually up on our time. For some reason we had pace here. I don't understand how. In a Group 4 car, but for some reason I was jiving with this place a bit. Anyways, twatted the exit barrier then, and there we go. That is lap over, I'm afraid. So anyway, it was good enough still for P5, I believe. So yeah, P6. Anyway, so yeah, P6 then, pretty good into the Group 4. Again, my bar for Group 4 is very low, so pretty pleased about that. Anyways, so here we go then. Race 1, I believe this is 16 laps around here. There are some tyre concerns we had here towards the end of this race, but hopefully we can not be amongst us. But anyways, yeah, traction 1, I remember this time, as I did last time. I think you've got to nullify some of the wheel spin here, I think. And away we go. And not a bad start at all. A little bit of wheel spin there. We're going to nip to the left hand side and just make sure we have the inside for turn 1. It's Biggles behind me. And so, nice and easy, understeer, head central here. Soft compound tyres. Dark Knight then goes off the track, so we gain a position there. I think he actually qualified on pole, so that's unfortunate for him. But anyways, we continue to soldier on. Now what else happens in this first lap? Again, it's been a minute since I've actually done this, so I do apologise if there's anything I'm missing, because I kind of got a little bit behind on my races for whatever reason. I'm not sure why, but anyways, relatively straightforward lap number 1 at least. Lap number 2, we got Sean and Dominic side by side. That's about what you would expect. As a collision, Dom is off, then Sean has is compromised, but I don't think we're going to be able to go for a move here, are we? We also got a car on our left hand side, that is Ross. Ross goes down the inside of Sean, a little bit of contact there, puts Sean on the back foot, but I'm going to use Ross's slipstream quite nicely here. We got Pagani behind us too. Going to use Ross's slipstream to get myself alongside and nudge Ross ahead, and also give myself the inside line. So here we go then. Nicely done. A little bit of contact on exit there. Sean goes for a half spin. So yeah, kind of tight stuff. I wasn't sure at the moment if I hit him, but I think I may have. But anyway, yeah, I have just difficult one there. But anyways, lap number 7, which we kept up with Ross for quite a while, and kind of at this point the consistency began to drop away a bit. Pagani then gets a good run then on the outside, and we're going to try and it just gets a bit more speed in the exit, and we're going to try and hold this, but it's tight. There's a little bit of contact is there, but we just about managed to hold on and then kind of slip back ahead. So yeah, it was tough stuff there, tight stuff there. Phone, rub me phone. Anyways, so we survived that, but with that we'll basically let Ross into the distance now. I don't think we can really come back from that, but yeah. I'm going to stick with this though, because bit of a contact with the barrier there, and that is going to allow Pagani to run this time, and yeah, that will be Ross gone and Pagani now gone too. So look, those two, it's kind of what you'd expect, I guess. You know, though they are I am not great in Group 4 cars. They are better quite easily. So yeah, I guess I'm surprised that we hung around as long as we did with Ross, and now see if we got Pagani. We also got Dark Knight on our left hand side, but has to yield on the outside. Number 10, Ron did slip through. No, so Ron was slipping back. Ron has slipped back into the clutches here. Side by side stuff. Oh, it's yeah, tense stuff around here. On the brakes. Oh, tough stuff there. Close stuff there too. That is tight stuff, but Let's try and slip down the inside of Rom. Oh, tempting, but there we go then. He runs a little bit wide, and then we're going to slip back ahead then. So that's up also to P4 in this race. Jeez. P4 in a Group 4 race. I don't know what dizzy heights these are, but we'll take it. But we're not out of the woods yet. Sean gives us a little bump there, keep us ahead. Lap 15, there is an absolute fuckery behind. I'm not going to lie, it's not great, and my tyres aren't great either. I have to leave the space for the car on the inside, which still pushes me wide. So I was like, yeah, that's not. It's always tough when you leave space and then still get pushed wide. That compromises me, of course, and that's going to allow Rom back through. So, anyways, we're going to try and get in the slip though, and we're going to try and use Rom slip to try and go through again, like we did on Sean. Oh, there's contact there from I think Dark Knight 2. Rom, I'll be honest, I was all over the place in this race. It's frantic stuff here. I'm not gonna lie. So I'm not even gonna make apologies for it. Like this is in the midst of the in the chaos of GT1 at times. It is just sometimes this is what you get, and for once I'm a part of it. So, anyways. Rom has a bit of a wide mode heading out of turn 1. It's just enough for you to slip up the inside. So we're going to have a run heading down around this field, rather. And you have to be so careful trying to leave space with also like the understeer high speed in this car. And it's going to allow Rom through. It's going to allow Sean to barge his way through. So he gets that place. And like, shit. So Rom then goes off the track. And then he loses that one. Now we've just got Sean to try and get back in front. It's not going to be the easiest thing, but we could do it once, we could do it again, and not the best entry to that, but a much better exit compared to Sean, who gets a wheel on the grass, and that is going to be quite costly. So now we have the chance to do something here. So let's see how we play this. Tuck to the right hand side. Oh, space given, to be fair. Now I've got the inside line. Frantic stuff, last lap. 4th place up for grabs at a track I did not expect to be particularly strong at heading into it, but we get the move done on Sean, and then just one more chicane to run through. Yeah, nice and clean, and that is a very happy P4. That's a good result. Wasn't expecting that. That's my best Group 4 result for a while, certainly of the season. Fell away from Ross and Pagani sadly, but kind of the tyres were went a bit off, and then kind of got caught squabbling. But really pretty flipping good. And that was a hard earned P4. We'll be honest. Right, Brands Hatch Indy. So I think this is results. The result from the first race sets sets the grid for this one. Now I didn't have high hopes for this one. Brands Hatch is not my favorite place in the world, and Brands Hatch Indy with this particular car is not to my strength either. So. I had reservations I had apprehensions that I could definitely keep this P4, but anyway, let's get it on and let's see from there. Oh, I think I was off traction a bit too early there, but not a bad start. I'll consider it though. I will say. I immediately go very wide into turn 1, which is not going to help my case. That's going to allow Sean through. Allows the pack basically up to me, and I got Lee on my inside. I want Lee to go because Lee's definitely got more pace than I do around here. And then Lee got hit. Lee got hit as well, so a couple of different circumstances that have kind of shoved us from 4th to 10th there. Some in my control, some not. Ron was shoved off there by Dark Knight. So, pretty helter-skelter here. This is a tough little track for this car, because you'd like something with a little bit more stability a little bit more grip rather in high speed. That was an awful hairpin there. I don't know what that was. This car is good for a straight line like Goodwood, but not so much for this kind of track. There's a few more slower corners, and just understeer is quite a thing. I wish I had my Aston Martin V8 Vantage Group 4 car for this, but anyways, Pagani goes wide, and he lets us go then as a result. And we're trying to stick with this group, but honestly, I had no hope of overtaking people, and I eventually kind of began to fall away from the pack. My pace was just basically 8th, 9th quickest. The other guys are going in front. Guys going to get the switchback of sorts down the inside. That was a nice movement, to be fair, in that mini milk. So I couldn't really get on with this track. But to be fair, I was even if this race went really poorly, I was okay with it, because the reverse result of this sets the Group 3 grid. And so the Group 3 race is a different story entirely. We'll get to that. We've got a tough old battle ahead of us in the Group 3 race, regardless where we start. little bit of contact there, I think, but Noel was just quicker than me anyway, so yeah, he was quicker than me anyway, so that was going to be difficult to prevent that, and that was it really. 21 laps around this pretty shit track, I'll be fair, but in this car perhaps maybe not the most maybe not fairest assessment, but anyways, Ross wins the race. Fair play to him. I think that's his first race win of the season. And yeah, P9, yeah, difficult one from P4 on the grid, but I knew realistically it wasn't going to be one that really stuck. But I was just asking Lee what we should do. We had discussed maybe a 2-stop, maybe a quick 3-lap stint on the hards and just push on the softs. I decided, because we have to save out a lap or so of fuel on the softs, we can make soft work. It's quite tight, but the fuel is the thing that needs saving across these 31 laps rather. So going to try and get 16 laps out of this first stint where the grid is a bit more bunched up. We're starting at P5, so that's in a good place. This track is dangerous. This track is far too narrow for Group 3 cars. It's an absolute shit show. One that I can't get on with, so we'll see how we get on. Practice wasn't awful, but yeah, kind of short shifting very early. You know, this is where we're at. Like it is a management kind of race. I don't know what happened to Dominic there, but that's one car dispatch anyway. Noel then going for the move on the inside. Again, very clear that I'm trying to save fuel. I get this hairpin wrong again. So, oh no, Dominic. Sorry, Dominic's lag was it was lag going on. But the Lexus I knew were going to be very strong here because they can easily in one stop. And you have the likes of Tom and Ross, and they are almost cruising about trying to make a one-stop work here, so the Lexus will be an issue. Trying to go through the middle of Biggles there, kind of there was a contact there, and then more contact there, and then Sean gets through, and then I let Lee go because Lee's got good pace here. So Lee is definitely the best shout for this, so I need to let him go. So I do, and yeah. But just try to run my race, save fuel, get to lap 16, then we could do 15 laps on softs and see where things filter out. But yeah, there is fuel saving to be had here. Unsafe release, who's subbing in then for, I think it's Witchell in the 4GT. So yeah, it's Chubbs rather, I think. So yeah, we get through then on him. We're side by side rather, but we should have the inside then. Yeah, we make that move. Lap 7. So things are going okay. I'm fairly happy with how things are going. This is when things start to go a bit wrong. I don't know what was the trigger for getting up on the curb like that in terms of like the car losing the back end. This was new to me in the race. I don't know why it was doing that. I was trying to catch a bit of the curb as I always have, but yeah, for some reason it was very upsetting to the car. We're doing okay for fuel. We're good. I think we're basically there for fuel. Again, I'm happy to just kind of coast a bit because this first stint's going to be saving. Lee's not too far off the road either, so I know Lee's a little bit harsher on his tyres than I am, so I'll be able to make some of this time back up towards the end of the race as well. I don't know why my audio's out of sync there, but anyway. Anyways, we get down the inside then on Biggles, and that is us up into P7 then, and I know we'll get a good be able to close in on Dark Knight at some point as well. So yeah, this is going well so far. I think I'm pretty happy with how things are going here. So lap 9, yeah, we're halfway through the stint and things are going pretty well. Lap number 9, layerless lap, again, same thing. Get up on the curb and it really upsets the car, and I was beginning to get a little bit concerned at how much time I was losing to Lee now, because Lee is kind of my benchmark, and you know the car's measuring against because we're on a similar strategy, and I think he's about 4.5 seconds now at the front of this stage, so we kind of lost a bit of time here, and I should really be ahead. I'm quicker than both Biggles and Dark Knight at this point in the race, so it's kind of a bit Lee's just said I said like 4.6 or so. So anyway, Biggles then has a big slide, a prolonged slide, and that's an off for him, so he goes off the track then. That's unfortunate for him. We do gain a position as a result. Only 11 seconds off the lead. We're in a good spot here, to be fair. Even though we've lost a bit of time with some driver errors. I've completely missed the breaking point. I completely got my ref. I don't know what I was like. I just wasn't thinking for a sec. Just wasn't thinking. I completely missed my reference point. So that was it. Yeah, that was bad. This is, and I never recovered the tires from this point. They never came back to me after this. My head also never quite recovered after this. This moment then added insult to injury. Just trying to take too much speed on the exit, and then boom, there we go. This is race done essentially. Then, yeah, that was tough. And Biggles then, who we went past earlier, then is going to nip through then as well. So. Yeah, that was tough. Running wide is one thing. You know, we had a couple of offs that cost us a few seconds, and then we had the that's an accurate description of how this first thing went. We got the laps and we got the tires to last, but once we went off track of that, once we went off the track on the gravel, never got the tires back. They were absolute ice. So my race is pretty much done. I've lost about 20 seconds, I think, now at this stage between everything. Yeah, I mean, well, what, 15 to 20 seconds, maybe 17 seconds. So, yeah, that's tough. So we've got to our delta, but yeah, it wasn't trying to it wasn't over. Well, sorry, it was overdriving on one instance, but yeah, one was just some like it wasn't. Yeah, I thought the pace was fine with the management. It was just I got a bit too greedy on the exit with the tire wear, and then yeah, it just fell apart from there, and it gets even worse here because how do I even legislate this? Yeah, I mean, I obviously got the wheel onto the grass, or the gravel rather on the exit, and that slight bit on tires coming out of the pits, and that was it. Yeah, honestly, fuck this track. I hate this piece of shit track. I really do. It's too skinny. I hate it. You can't overtake. It's a piece. I hate it. I really hate it. And yeah, I'm salty. Obviously, like, yeah, I'm definitely salty. I hate it. It's a piece of shit. It's challenging. I hate it. Right? I didn't like heading into this race. I certainly don't like it now. Only a really good result will change my mind on this track. It really will. But the rest of this race was completely inconsequential, to be honest. Like, we gained a few positions on people who made mistakes, such as this, and that's really it. So yeah, this absolute eat my ass when it comes to this track. Just tough one there. Lee was chasing Sean for the win and had a couple of mistakes late on, so he ended up fine, I think, to P6. But honestly, yeah, just get this one in the bin.
Shit track.
How Goodwood was the best result of these three, I do not know. But anyway, it's done, and we can move on. Pretty horror-filled week, it must be said. P10 out of all that is kind, I would think. But anyways, that's it then. That's it for this race. And thankfully, it's done and in the bin, and we can move on to better tracks and better days ahead, and we'll have a chance to do that next week at Dragon Trail Gardens for our wet week. So yes, we've been trying to get better with the wet weeks. Here's how the standings lie then. Despite my absolute shitness, still P6, with a bit of a gap now kind of emerging between the top 3, 4 and 5, so kind of 18 points behind Lee. That's tough to make up, so I doubt we'll be doing that, but still a chance to try and finish in the top 5 at least. We could try and do our best for it. I hope that maybe Sean or Pagani or Ross fall away, but again, that's a big ask, really, to be fair. The only reason I think I'd have to hope would be Pagani has a difficult Group 3 race in the Beetle. Still have a good lead, though, for second place in the Constructors, then Friends by Default, which is the Lexus boys of Rom and Sean. A good week for them, but not enough to... well, they closed up a little bit then, but we had a pretty off week, I would say, so we had a bit of a buffer, thankfully. But yeah, that's going to do it for this week's edition of FTRL GT1 around those shit tracks. Next up is Dragon Trail Gardens for our wet week. So yeah, that should be fun. So yeah, thanks for watching, and until next time.